What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the referee podcast, number 2 of the podcast. Now, if you watched the first one, leave a comment in the comments section down below. Let me know what you thought of it, if you like it, if you like the idea of this series, and if you also like this one, leave a like and a comment at the end to show your appreciation. So in today, I've got a few topics to talk about, which I'll get into, but before I do, I want to show you that we have new Stand Up for Referees t-shirts, which you can see on screen. It obviously says Stand Up for Referees on it, and it is to show your appreciation and whatever, raise awareness for referees who get abused. It's a good cause. Any referees that get abused, physically, mentally, whatever it may be, just raises awareness for those referees. So link in the description if you want to pick up one of those t-shirts, and if you do, let me know if you do buy a t-shirt, because it will be good to see, and hopefully we have a few people who will wear the Stand Up for Referees t-shirts, and more people will see it and hopefully stop abusing referees, because we are just doing our job. But anyway, the first thing I want to talk about is positioning. As a referee, positioning. Everyone's told, do the diagonal, run in a diagonal, don't run in the centre circle. And I mean, I don't agree. Yes, we are told to do that. Yes, we have assessors that want us to do a diagonal. However, that can't happen all game, every game. There are times where you're going to have to run wider. There are times where you're going to have to run more central, because it's all about the angle and the view to see challenges, to see things. So if they're running down the wing, you don't want to be running down the wing as well. You want to be inside, creating a good angle to see if anything's happening. So to say consistently run a diagonal, I don't agree with at all. In my games, I run where I feel is right, where I feel is going to give me the best view. I don't think about the diagonal in my head. I think about where would give me the best view. And that doesn't have to be right back to right back. If you've got assistants, yes, you can leave space between yourself and the assistant because he can see things, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to go anywhere near that area just because he's there. I still want to see things myself. I still want to get closer. And I just don't agree with diagonal. Get the best position for yourself, get the best angle for yourself, and don't worry, don't have in your head that an assessor's watching you run a diagonal. Just as long as you're getting decisions right and your positioning's fairly okay and you get a good angle, then I don't think they can complain. They're not going to be like, you didn't run right back to right back. So yeah, all I'm saying is do not worry about positioning in your head while you're refereeing. Referee the game as you normally would, and it would actually go better. If you're not thinking about other things like positioning, fitness, movement, all of that, you'll have a better game for it. I can guarantee you that. Another thing that assessors look for is fitness. And the way you can show fitness is to really get into those boxes. Run from box to box. Get in the box. They want to see you get in the box. They want to see you get to the corner flag. So make sure you get there. And if you are there and you give a free kick or anything there, they're going to be like, wow, he has the fitness. He's up with the game and all the time. So even in the 88th minute, the 90th minute, just sprint up and down that pitch. Just to show that even after 90 minutes of football, you can still sprint up and down. They are going to love it, and you're going to get a good mark for fitness. One thing that you may not be able to control as much is the knowledge of the law application. That will just come with free kicks and stuff and yellow cards that you give. And as long as you know the rules and apply them, then that should be fine. And sometimes people can be absolute sticklers for the rules. Like if mandatory yellow card, which can be good, but sometimes it can put you in trouble in terms of man management and in terms of the game management. So if you are being assessed, yes, give those yellow cards that you need to give, but don't always just give a yellow card, red card because it's in the book. Don't just be a bookworm. Referee the game to how you want to referee it and how you think will apply the best to that game. So if you want to let a few things go, then do that. And if it's going to cause an argument, cause a mass confrontation, if you do one thing, don't you don't always have to do it. Obviously, do it if it's in the laws and you 100% have to do it, because it's the rules. But I don't know if this is coming across how I want it to, but just you don't have to be a bookworm is basically what I'm saying. In terms of levels, I would like to know what the viewers' levels are. Like if you're a level 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever level you are, let me know. If you're a trainee, a level 9, 8 junior, let me know. If you want to know my level, I'm a level 5, going to level 4 this year. So in the past 2 years that I've refereed, I've got promotions both years. And hopefully it'll be 3 in a row and get to level 4. And I'm not claiming to be the best referee in the world. I know that I'm not the best referee. I'm just trying to help and give tips on what I do know. And there are obviously things that I don't know. And there are things that I haven't experienced that maybe you guys have experienced. So I'm not claiming to be anything I'm not. I'm just trying to help where I can. Dissent and abuse is a big thing in the game, obviously. And there are a few ways that you can stop dissent or just calm it down a little bit. So there are stages that you can do, basically, which obviously starts with just running past and having a comment. If it's small things, they just keep having a go, chirping away, just run past them and have a little comment with them. Just say, stop. Next stage would be a public bollocking. So you call them over and you have a word with them, stop the game, call them over, have a word with them in front of everyone, so everyone knows that you don't want to hear any more from them and anyone else. Cut the grass, say no more, all of that. Obviously then moving on to a yellow card. If they keep going on, you can't be asked with it anymore, you think it's getting too much, yellow card. And if they carry on after that, they keep going on and you really can't take it anymore, red card, second yellow, or straight red if they're being abusive or racist or anything like that, which is an obvious one. You don't want any of that on the pitch. But yeah, they're the 4 stages that they tell you: running past, comment, public bollocking, yellow card, and then moving on to a red card. And if you don't want to give a yellow card early on in the game, they are dissenting, but you think you can get through it, just give a little funny response if you can think of one. I know that for younger referees it can be hard to think of a response and it can be hard to talk to players, but if you can think of anything that might be funny, don't be afraid to say it. If you look like a tit because they don't laugh, that's them. It doesn't really matter. But talking about younger referees, myself as a referee, I struggled at the beginning to talk to players. I would just not talk to them unless I had to. I would just be quiet on the pitch, and then when I did have to talk to players, I would my mouth would just dry and no words would come out. So I'm just like, no more, because my mouth was so dry. But the more you do it, the more you talk to players, the easier it gets. Even if it's just stop, no more at the start, just make sure you are talking to players, and then the more you talk to them, the easier it gets. Because I can talk to players now. I'm still not great at it, but I can talk to players now a lot better than I did at the start. And if you're doing kids football, that's a whole different ballgame. You have to talk to parents, tell them to shut up because they don't shut up. They think their kid's amazing. I absolutely hated kids football. I said this in the first podcast. I hated kids football so much. But men's refereeing, I love it. And if you're young, if you are a young referee, and when you turn up, the adults can be like, really, that's the ref? What's he doing here? Go do your GCSEs. I had a few times. How your GCSEs going? Have you even done your A levels yet? How's primary school? All of that. It doesn't matter, because every single time I turned up to a game, I got that. Every game. Is that the ref? No way, that's the ref. I want a new ref. Go do your GCSEs. By the time the game was finished, every single one of those players are coming up to me, shaking my hand, saying, oh wow, you're the best ref, you're one of the best refs in the league, why can't we have you more often? So it doesn't matter what they think at the start, as long as what they think at the finish is completely different. If you're getting handshakes at the end, if they're saying well done ref, that's all that you need. It doesn't matter what happened at the start of the game. And you can't be annoyed at them for saying that. Just be happy that they come up to you at the end saying, well done. Because if you saw a young referee as well, you'd be like, really, that's the ref? But as long as you assert your domination, not your domination, but as long as you show yourself to be a figure on the pitch, then you should be absolutely fine. In terms of theory exams, they can be tough, but as long as you know the rules of the game, you should be absolutely fine in terms of theory exams. There is no reason why you shouldn't be able to pass it. Most of it's just common sense, like, what would you do? And it's normally just the most obvious answer because it's common sense. There are a few things where you need to know the exact law. So just read up on the law book before the exam or something, and you should be fine. Especially a level 7 to 6 exam and the referee course, the exam. They're pretty easy as long as you know the basic rules and you have a bit of common sense. You should be able to pass that with absolute ease. In terms of game etiquette, when you're getting promoted, going through promotion and getting assessed and things, you have to maintain your fitness. And if you're refereeing every weekend, that should be fine. But if you can add in like one training day a week where you just do a few sprints and a few runs, 12-minute run, that would help a lot as well, because there is a fitness test with every promotion that you do, which is just running around for 12 minutes and trying to get 2,700 meters, I think 2,600 meters maybe, but it's fairly easy if you have decent fitness. Clean your boots, because that you will actually get marked down if you don't have clean boots. They'll find a way of marking you down, and it just doesn't look good. I am a person that doesn't clean their boots all the time, and it has hurt me before. So just make sure you clean your boots the night before or the morning of the game, and just have clean boots for every game. It does make a difference, and it can harm you if you don't. Arrive early. I don't mean arrive an hour and 45 minutes before the game, like some people do. I don't understand that at all. But an hour before the game is definitely fine. Sunday League, even half an hour. I'm not meant to say that, but half an hour is fine for Sunday League. Turn up, look at the pitch, see it's fine, nets, fine, change, or if you're already in your kit, that's fine. Tosses and get the game underway. But just make sure you're not arriving on kickoff. It just doesn't look good, and it can delay, which the players won't be happy about. Admin is a huge one. If you're not up to date with your admin and you're going for promotion, you are not going to go very far, because they see that and they don't like it. So that's emails like confirming your game, opening your dates, closing your dates, cancelling a game. Make sure everyone knows that you've cancelled that game if you have to. And just like with your schedule, with what leagues you're going to ask for, make sure you know it off by heart, and don't get it wrong, because league secretaries can get very annoyed, and county FAs can get very annoyed as well. You also have to put all your games into a spreadsheet for promotion, so you know that you've done your 20 games or your 30 games, 40 games, whatever it is. Make sure you have all of that information, because if you get it wrong, it can harm your promotion. And yeah, it's not good. You don't want to not get promoted because you forgot details of a game, or you didn't put the game in, or you cancelled a game wrong. So make sure you do that. Okay guys, so I'm going to finish on 3 questions that have been left on my YouTube videos. So the first one is, in your opinion, what would be the difference between dissent and an offensive comment? For example, ref, you suck. Would that be dissent or an offensive comment? So firstly, I want to say that it's all pretty much dependent on your tolerance levels in terms of yourself. If they are being racist to you, or if they are doing offensive comments to you or any other player, that is a red card offence. Straight away, that's offensive. It's not only to yourself, it's to other players as well. If a player reacts badly to someone saying your mum, and he reacts really badly, can that be an offensive comment? That is completely up to you to decide. Really, I mean, isn't it an offensive comment? You tell me. But in terms of yourself, if someone said ref, you suck to me, I would be like, okay, thanks for that information. I wouldn't get offended to that at all. I don't get offended really to anything. The players can say whatever they want to me, and I don't really get offended. Sometimes I would say something back, but yeah, I'm definitely not going to send someone off for an offensive comment for them saying ref, you suck. So dissent is something that I would deem, I don't know how to explain it, but just an offensive comment is normally something racist or just like a hate comment. So someone saying ref, you suck, someone saying ref, you've had a shit game, anything like that, I wouldn't be offended by, and I would not be sending them off, or probably even yellow carding, to be honest, unless it was very bad to me. But yeah, in terms of other players, you've got to see their reaction to it. If it's a joke, if someone says, haha, you're shit, mate, look at you, your mum, anything to another player, and they laugh it off and maybe say something back, you're not going to send them, they're not going to send them off for saying that if they're joking around. If they say that and the player reacts badly and he starts a fight because of it, then you can start to add cards into that. So it's completely up to you. It's up to your tolerance and things like that. Next question: how to communicate warn players and coaches? I'm guessing for dissent. And that there's a few things you can do. You can talk to them. You can tell them to calm down. Tell them no more from you. Do you want a yellow card? I've been just as good as you. Or a few things that you can use or say to just tell the players and the coaches to just basically calm down, stop dissenting, stop doing what you were doing, basically. So there are a few ways that you can communicate and warn players and coaches to stop. Next question, and the final question, is how to deal with mass confrontation effectively with and without other officials. So that's an interesting question. So if there is a mass confrontation, keep blowing the whistle. Don't get involved. Stay on the outskirts and just blow the whistle. Try and get the players to come apart. Don't get involved. Don't throw yourself in there. Try and hold players back or anything other than that. Just stand back, watch what's happening, blow the whistle. If you're with assistants, form a triangle around. Try and each get a different view. If you're on your own, just stay out and watch from a bit of a distance. You want to be watching for punches thrown, pushes, and any players, keeper especially, running from 40 yards down a pitch in to try and start a fight. So yeah, watch for running in and for punches and for pushes. Just wait, calm yourself down. If you've got officials with you, come in, have a little meeting, talk about what you've seen, cards. What they think, what cards should be given, players, numbers, things like that. Just wait until you've got all the cards you want to give sorted. Give the reds first and then the yellow cards, and that's how you would deal with a massive confrontation. But anyway, guys, that is the end of this podcast. I hope you did enjoy it. Before I go, stand up for referees t-shirts. Get yourself one in the description down below, and let me know if you do. Also, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.